Good morning all, Suburban Sentinel here. Over the last few days I've watched several videos on the subject of prepper communities. More specifically, some of these videos addressed establishing or starting prepper communities post-SHTF. So in other words, there's no pre-existing agreement or community. It's hit the fan and now we need to work together. And I'd like to throw my 2 cents in on the subject. And by the way, I saw some really good videos from Doug Bass 654 and from General S. Lee and the Miami Prepper, and I will leave links to those videos in the description box below. The first question is whether one should join a prepper community or not. And Bella the camera cat came over to quote-unquote help. Anyway, should you join a prepper community? Now, most people would say that if you try to go it alone, you will not make it. And I pretty much agree with that hypothesis. However, the flip side of that coin is that I would rather be alone than in bad company. In my opinion, I think most people would do well to join some type of community, but that is not absolutely necessary. A good community can really help and protect you, but also having a community led or staffed with dolts could get you killed. Right, Bells? Many preppers presuppose that they will be the ones to start a prepper community or someone who is bound to be elected or appointed, this stupid cat, to lead a prepper group. And that is not necessarily true, nor is it necessarily desirable. Just because you're a prepper doesn't make you a good leader. And some people have outsized opinions of their leadership and management abilities. This cat really is too much. Stop it. There is absolutely nothing wrong with assuming a minor role or a subordinate position in a post-SHTF community. Just because you're a prepper does not mean you are entitled to nor qualified to lead a group of people. Personally, I would not seek out nor desire a leadership positions. I really don't have the people skills, nor do I have the tolerance for the petty bullshit that erupts in every human organization. But again, everyone's different. In putting together a post-SHTF community or organization, the person considering joining and the leadership of that community each have 3 things to think about: benefits, costs, and risks. Someone under consideration for membership in a community must bring something to the table. In other words, there must be some skills, knowledge, abilities, or resources that would ultimately benefit the community. On the flip side is the community must be able to provide something in return to that person. Resources, security and protection, what have you. So for example, let's assume that someone shows up to your community with nothing but the clothes on their back. However, that person is an experienced combat medic. That person would be a great asset. Or in the alternative, assume someone shows up having absolutely no relevant skills or abilities, but has the keys to a secure warehouse full of food. One must consider all of a person's assets whether they be knowledge-based or resource-based. Also note that in just about every imaginable organizational structure, both the community and the member will each incur costs to get the benefit of the other. So, for example, a community might have to give its skilled labor, take for example your combat medic, food, other resources for his or her services in return. And of course, the combat medic will treat the wounded, injured, and sick. So there is a quid pro quo. In addition, there will be problems if the burden imposed upon one exceeds the benefit granted. So that's something that both sides, both the member and the organization, have to consider. When an organization grows, both the new member or prospective member and the organization itself is taking risks. The new member might ultimately betray the organization or vice versa. A very common thing is power struggles. Some people, regardless of their stated intentions or the positions they've been given, want more power at any cost. And that can be very harmful to an organization. Some people, regardless of how good they are at what they do, are just pains in the ass and can spread hate, discontent, and disharmony within the organization. And this and many more types of risks to the smooth operation of the outfit are inherent anytime the organization grows. And again, this risk is bilateral. Both the new person or member and the organization are each taking certain risks. If you are the leader of a post-SHTF organization and you're considering allowing someone to join, treat the situation as if you were interviewing them for a job. Look at what they can bring to the table versus what it will cost the organization. And just as importantly, look at the potential risks of allowing this particular person to join. Conversely, if you are considering joining a post-SHTF organization, again, you should treat it as a job interview as well. What are they willing to give in return for everything I'm going to bring to the table? It should be a mutually beneficial relationship. So that's my 2 cents on post-SHTF community. Thanks for watching. This is the Suburban Sentinel. Please thumbs up and subscribe if you like what you see. Questions, enlightening comments, and differing opinions are always welcome. Prep and be safe, everybody.